Colorado is producing far fewer graduates than our job market needs. Colorado produces an average of 61,000 jobs that require some level of college education, but less than half of our students leave school prepared to fill those jobs. This is known as the Colorado paradox. It is essential that we can identify and support next-generation learning approaches that seek to resolve this issue. The Colorado Education Initiative is proud to support Generation Schools Network, a nonprofit organization guiding the implementation of a college and career readiness program at West Generation Academy, a 6th through 12th grade Denver public school. West Generation is designed to implement next-generation learning environments to help young people develop core competencies, self-knowledge, and the drive to contribute in ways that maximize their unique potential. The Generation Schools model uses time and resources differently to provide more time for learning. More time provides better and dramatically different college and career readiness programming. Unique college and career intensive courses allow students to explore and experience a region's high-growth industries and develop 21st century skills. And the model provides wraparound supports to students to address the other barriers to education that students from low-income communities experience.
What we've traditionally done within schools is focus on academic competencies, and those are incredibly important, and within our school we absolutely are still focusing on those core academic skills that students need to be able to succeed. But one of the things we realize, and in talking with businesses we know, that these personal and professional competencies are at least equally as important to students' success out in the workforce. What we're looking to be able to do here is prepare students not just for success in the classroom, but for success in life when they leave this place.
The Generation Schools model came about because of Furman Brown's unique mind. Furman, our dear colleague, had been a teacher like many of us and had been dealing with some of the frustrations of urban education. And after 10 years of sort of walking around and thinking about how schools could be using resources very differently, he developed this model, the Generation Schools model, that does a number of things simultaneously. It creates better opportunities for students. So 30% more learning time, different types of experiences than students tend to have in school, but also created a school model that would benefit teachers, that would help teachers to be successful, to help them to grow, and help them to sustain in their profession and continue to have better and better results over time.
We're excited about more learning time. We're excited about smaller core classes. We're excited about the focus today that we're going to hear about, which is really sort of college and career guidance and exploration, and the idea that there's more personalized attention for each student.
In a conventional school, you might have your English department, your math department, your science department, and that's represented by those dark blue dots. These red dots on the right represent your deans and your athletic directors, things like that. And then you have all the other teachers, your phys ed teachers, your foreign language teachers, your special ed teachers. Very often these teachers, represented by light blue, are actually set up in competition with each other, competing for students' time. So what Furman recognized was that we could move more resources into the core courses and repurpose these people to be our foundation teams. So that if you think about each row now as a grade team, you have a team of teachers, a social studies, English, math, science, special ed teacher, all of whom share responsibility for a grade of students. We could move resources from outside the classroom into the classroom, and we can use resources that schools have to create our third team. This is our college and career team.
The achievement gap is very real and very important, but we feel that a lot of times talking about just the achievement gap puts a lot of that onus on the students and talks about where the students are lacking. We want to be able to talk about the opportunity gap because that's where we can come in and help provide that. We can provide opportunities that low-income students don't typically get. But finally, what I'm going to talk most about today are our college and career intensive courses. And our college and career intensive courses are month-long classes that are focused on industry areas. They focus on helping the students understand what are the careers in these industries, what are the educational pathways to get to those careers, and then helps use a lot of real-world type experiences to help them understand what the realities of working in these careers are.
An intensive, it's a month-long class, you could say, and the class, it's not a normal class. It's more of a future career class, and you kind of get a taste for every career there is.
It's very easy to say you want to be a doctor when all you've done is seen doctors on television, right? Fake emergency room doctor looks like an awesome job. Well, last year we took our kids who are in a medical intensive out to the Denver Cadaver Lab, which is exactly what it sounds like. So our little kids, 8th graders, were out testing out how does it feel to be able to work on actual human torsos. I will tell you that about 12 kids wanted to be surgeons going into that, about 5 kids wanted to be surgeons coming out of that. Now, for those 5 kids who went through that experience and still wanted to do that, that is an amazing opportunity for them to be able to hone what it is they want to do. But guess what? For those 7 kids that went in and said absolutely not, that is also a wonderful experience.
So right now we are teaching Fueling the Future. It's a class that's all about energy.
My name is Sebastian De Atucha. I'm the founder and president of Soltura Energy Capital, and Soltura develops renewable energy projects, including solar and energy efficiency projects in Colorado.
We have guest speakers come in too, and they come help us out, and sometimes they donate supplies for our projects.
So I partnered with WestGen early on in order to provide some mentorship and support in building out the Powering the Future Energy Intensive.
We're building 2 different models of solar cell phone chargers. There's a triangle one and there's a rectangle one. And we're just putting the solar thing on the side so that our phones can charge inside of it. And yeah, we're gonna put it out in the courtyard so people can use it, and it's like free, so it's pretty cool.
I started off with students in previous years making cardboard mock-ups of the kind of design they would want a solar cell phone charger to make. And I had people from my engagement team come in and vote on what designs they thought were the most practical, but also the most creative, the best designs.
Well, one of the kids came up with a design for our solar cell phone charger that I never would have thought of. And so it was very much an innovative idea. It was out of the box thinking, and I think that's exactly what really we need for solving some of these major problems, like how to power the future on this planet.
I think I might even look into this as a future career because it's just so cool.
While healthy minds and bodies are important for all students, we know they're especially important when working in low-income communities that often are under-resourced in areas like nutritious food, access to health care, or recreational exercise. And these communities also have additional stress factors like homelessness, substance abuse, and violence. And so we need to support students in getting access to resources and in terms of facing these stresses that are happening in their communities. So we have a 3-pronged approach. This includes first, our advocacy classes, second, the integration of community partners into the school day, and third, creation of a resource and referral guide that allows teachers, especially advocates, to make referrals to connect students and families to the many community-based organizations in the neighborhood. Our students meet in a group of about 12 to 15 students with one teacher known as the advocate. And this is really a time for students to focus on social and emotional growth as well as academic progress. So recent brain research shows what those of us who work with youth already know. Youth are social people, and if we want them to learn effectively, they need to feel like they belong and they need to feel comfortable in the school space. Research shows that when students are connected to their peers and to a teacher, they have higher attendance rates, they have better grades, they're more likely to graduate. It's those tight-knit relationships that we build through advocacy that make kids come to school every day, that get them excited about learning, and really help them be optimistic about their futures.